Inflation Reduction Act passed over the weekend. It's not going to reduce inflation, folks. Coming up here in the jar. Hi folks, Alex Klingelhoeffer here with Exencial Wealth Advisors. It's 8:28 here in the middle part of the country on Monday. It is August 8th, 2022. Here's your morning jog around the economic headlines of the world. And you know me, normally we talk about 3 stories. Today, just want to talk about one. I just want to talk about this piece of legislation passed over the weekend, what it means for investors, because there is a lot of Wall Street adjacent material in here, none of which is going to reduce inflation. We'll get to that at the end. Let's talk about some of the key provisions in the bill that relates to investors. So corporate profits now face a 15% minimum tax. If you're going to do this, right, at least make it sort of broad-based. You did that, right? You're saying that companies like Apple and Google that are presenting earnings to investors that are different from what they present to the IRS because of special exemptions and loopholes do have to pay 15% corporate taxes. That's fine. That's fair. Let's talk about the capital return side of the equation, because this is the thing that really just bugs me, right? The 1% tax, it's not much, right? It's 1% tax on stock buybacks. What are we even doing here, folks? You've got a dividend tax. So if companies return cash to shareholders via dividend, they pay taxes on dividends. You have a capital gains tax, which is when corporations do buy back stock, which is an efficient return of shareholder capital, i.e. when a company buys back stock that I own, I don't have to pay taxes on it immediately. I get to choose when to pay taxes on it by selling the stock. It's going to be paid eventually. Shareholders get to choose that. Now corporations are being disincentivized from giving shareholders that flexibility by taxing the stock buyback itself. What it does is it discourages companies from borrowing dollars to go ahead and buy back shares. It discourages that sort of leverage. Companies that are leveraged are good. It is good to have some debt in your capital structure. It increases returns to shareholders, and that's a good thing. It helps incentivize folks to buy equities if they know there's going to be some other dollars in the capital structure. Anyway, let's talk about some other spending we have in the bill. Lots and lots of green spending, including $7,500 subsidies on electric cars underneath $55,000. If you're going to reduce inflation, you don't do it by subsidizing tech that otherwise wouldn't be economical. All you're doing is causing additional mining that you don't want, allegedly, right? You don't want additional gases from heavy industry that only runs on diesel to dig up minerals that can then be turned into EV batteries. Additional subsidies towards green energy, right? Here's the thing, folks. If you're going to throw all these dollars towards green tech, that's inflationary. It's not inflation reduction. The two main factors of why inflation is running so hot, right? We had spending during COVID, that's washing out. But the macro factors are energy shortages because of green tech, which this bill's adding more to, and it's 400,000 net workers retiring every year, meaning there are 400,000 more baby boomers every year than there are Gen Z coming into the workforce. That's going to go on for another decade, folks. In 2030s, it's going to peak to about 900,000 workers. That's what's causing inflation. You have a large reduction in the workforce over time because of generational shifts. And you have energy policies that have refused to invest in cheap energy and instead gone for expensive energy in the noble pursuit of climate change, even though it's uneconomical. Those policies and those actions are not being addressed. Therefore, inflation will continue to show its ugly teeth on a go-forward basis. Again, it's the macro, it's the cycles. The policy does not fit what we need to get done. Something that would help is a sensible and progressive stance towards immigration. Doesn't seem like either party is ready for that right now. Until then, we'll probably have the same issues. Still good for investors, still a good environment, but we will continue to have these inflationary issues. If you want some additional info throughout the rest of the week, feel free to find me on the internet. I'm out there. Until then, hope you, your family, have a really good rest of your Monday. I am